Hi everyone, how's it going? Welcome to Rads. Let's talk transfers again today. Of course, been a few things still happening this week, only a few new things going on, but I wanted to take a look at potentially how things could end up shaping up as well in this video, because I need to, make the video a bit longer than 3 minutes. But also because I think it's also, an interesting scenario how we're going to fit these new players in. Not that we've signed anyone yet, but we are close to signing a couple. Please everyone, if you could like and subscribe to Rads, we are not too far off 6,000 subscribers, that would be amazing, so please get us there and let's get into this one. So we're probably going to be signing a new goalkeeper. You'd think that, well, Turner and Blashadimos will be the ones that depart. Then you got Sells and at least one of the keeper. Does that mean we're going to have to sign 2 goalkeepers? It's not ideal having to do that again. Maybe. What does that mean for Matt Sells? I'm not sure. I think you probably do need to get another fullback because you've got obviously only really Nico on that right hand side, and then obviously Olaena can play there, but you've got him on the left. This is where Omar Richards could come in. Now let's just mention him while we're on the subject. Last week I was saying that he's probably going to leave and join Olympiacos permanently. This week there's another update that he could actually get a chance at Forest. So it's ever changing, like the world of transfers always do. I think that's the right decision. I think Omar Richards should get a chance. Obviously, we've not even seen him in a Forest shirt yet, minus the day that he signed for us 2 seasons ago. So it's long overdue. I'd just like to see him play for us at some point, because he's clearly got some ability. We have been linked with a couple of strikers and forwards. Obviously, we do need to get another winger. I think it's quite clear there's only really 2 options on the wing, and having lost Origi and Reina, not that they did much, you're going to need to replace them because they often actually play that wide, even Origi. Not that he was ever any use at all. And strikers, well, Awani and Wood are obviously brilliant on their day, but not always reliable in terms of even finishing their chances, especially Wood, and that sounds brutal because Wood kept us in the league pretty much. But also, more than anything, the fitness with both of them and the age of Chris Wood too. You're going to need someone else, ideally. In the midfield, I think it's up for debate, to replace Mangala. I do think that's something that we do need to do because I think we've underestimated how big of a player he actually was for us. Now, I mentioned this last week, but Carlos Miguel does look like that deal is getting closer to happening. Forest could be triggering a release clause of around 3 million, which sounds like a real bargain. I mean, looking at how much we paid for Murillo and Miguel, if Miguel's anywhere near as good as Murillo, we could have got a real steal with both of them, hopefully. He got sent off recently as well for Corinthians, so have we got another Brice Samba in that coming up? Someone that is a bit of a wind-up merchant. Wouldn't mind it. Just don't get sent off for us. That's not really what we want. I mean, I can't really comment. I don't really want to get pulled into the trap of getting too excited about certain players. I mean, if we link with Bukayo Saka or Jude Bellingham, I think that's realistic. I might be able to just be swayed in terms of being excited by that. But being linked with some random Brazilian winger, which we are, I'll get onto that in a moment. Yeah, I'm sure he is the next Pele, but I wanted to try and keep my expectations a bit more level this year rather than getting too overexcited like we normally do, and we will do still because that's the nature of transfers in football. Another one is Eric da Silva Moreira. He's German. You'd never guess it based off that name, but he is German. He has Portuguese connections, so that explains the name. But yeah, it does actually appear like we are very close to making this one happen. 18 years of age, right winger, could cost as little as £1.5 million. So this one's definitely more of a Brandon Aguilera type signing, I feel. Someone that we won't even really see for a while. Probably will get loaned out a few times. So I can't really comment on it because he's not even really played that many times for the club that we're going to sign him from, St. Pauli. Do you have been saying that correctly? Pauli? One of those. It's where the new Brighton boss has come from. He's 31. 31. This does feel like one for the future, 100%. He's only 18 years of age. He's won the Under-17s World Cup with Germany. And he's scored 17 goals in 39 games at youth level for St. Pauli. That team. Encouraging stats. I don't just want to stat bomb you and say, yeah, this guy is the next Gerd Müller. He's the next Thomas Müller. He's the next Tony Kroos. If I suddenly really bad German players play for them. I can't think of any German players. Robert Tescher, that's one of them. And he wasn't particularly bad. It was a while ago. Point is, yeah, I'm interested in this one, and it does look like it is going to happen. There's been some pretty creditable sources out there saying that it is close to happening, so this could, as well as Carlos Miguel, be our first bit of business this window. Another player that I didn't mention originally when I did this video, but has since gained more traction since I did it, is Reiss Nelson. I think this would be a really smart signing. It kind of would fit the profile of the likes of Callum Hudson-Odoi, Anthony Elanga, that sort of player. An awful lot of flair and experience would suddenly be on the wing, but still plenty of potential in all three of them. Played 15 times last season for Arsenal in the Premier League, no goals or assists. He's previously been loaned out to the likes of Feyenoord and Hoffenheim. He's clearly got ability, but he's just not a regular fixture in that Arsenal side, so maybe he would want to move. I'm not sure how much it would cost or what the fee might be or even how likely it is, but there are reports recently that Forest are interested in Reiss Nelson, and yeah, I would absolutely take this one. I'm going to mention this next player even though he is being linked heavily with another club as well. Marco Stamenic. This guy is a New Zealand international, and he's the first guy from New Zealand to play in a Champions League game in 15 years. Did you know that? I doubt it very much. He's played regular football this season for Red Star after joining from Copenhagen only last summer, so he could be on the move again. 14 caps for New Zealand, but the other club being heavily linked with him is Coventry City. Now, it could be a £4.6 million deal. Coventry want him, he'll probably go there and play a lot. With Forest, if it was to come here, it sounds like it would be another Olympiacos deal, because he'd end up going to Olympiacos on loan. This is what we're hearing. I don't really like it when we do that. I don't ever really see the point in doing that, if I'm honest. I know it can make them develop. I'm not really sure what his level is. If he's playing in the Champions League, he can't be that bad, even if he's playing for someone like Red Star, who aren't going to be one of the biggest teams in that tournament. So I don't really see the point in doing that. I'd rather just sign him and play him, or just don't bother. But that is one that's being linked, but it might not happen because, like I say, being linked pretty heavily with Coventry as well. One more player that we are being linked with that I feel is worth mentioning, because of the few that I just don't feel got really any traction. But this one does sound like it is at least something that might happen. We are being linked with a Brazilian winger called Riquelme from Palmeiras. We do like to sign players from Palmeiras. Gonzalo Scarpa, obviously, and Danilo in recent seasons. So we are a big fan of signing from Brazil in general. This guy's only 17 and he was born in 2006. That makes me feel really old that someone's born in 2006 and they're being linked with us. PSG and Porto are also linked with him, so this guy's a bit of a wonder kid. I can't really say much about him because he is that obscure. He's not even played a game for Palmeiras' senior team. He's only really played at youth level, 20 appearances for them and 4 goals. It's very much like the MOREIRA deal, where it's very much one for the future. So really, the players I'm talking to in this video about, apart from Stamenic, probably said that wrong, and Miguel, they're actually just youth players, ultimately ones that are coming in for the future. As the summer goes on, there'll be more, first team links. We're still very early on in the transfer window. The only other bit of news that I can say about this player is it would cost maybe around $2.5 million. Apparently Forest have already bid some money for him and Palmeiras rejected it. So that's all I've really got to say on that one. Whether we're going to pursue it or not, who knows, honestly. In terms of outgoings, there's very little to mention right now. Obviously, the likes of Matt Turner are probably going to leave. Sangara's been linked with moves away, Murillo and Gibbs White in the past. But the only one that I've seen has gained any kind of traction at all in the last week is Joe Wall, potentially joining Sheffield United. This is something we heard in January as well. Again, no real, clear rumour just yet. But he is being linked with Sheffield United, and I think it's clear he's going to leave. It's very sad, because for me, even though it ended pretty sour for him, he's a Forest hero. He's been with us a long time. I'll always have respect for Joe Wall, just like Steve Cooper. Now he's at Leicester, which stings a lot. But yeah, it does look like Wall's going to go to Sheffield United, possibly, and there's sure there's plenty of other clubs that would be interested in him. And this one hasn't really got going just yet, but it is in the pipeline. So of course, still in this early stage of the transfer window, it's rather quiet at the moment, but as the window goes on, there'll be plenty more that's happening, so stay tuned. So that's on this channel. If you have enjoyed, please hit the like button, subscribe to Rads, and yes, thank you for watching everyone. Up the Reds.